Alright, so Google just released a new feature called Photoshoot on its experimental platform called Google Pomelli. So essentially, with this new feature, you can now upload a basic photo of your own product. Perhaps it was taken using a smartphone, but later with Photoshoot, you can make the product to look more professional, and it's almost like it was taken by a professional photographer in a studio environment. But no, of course, this picture was generated using AI. And the best part is that you don't have to write a single line of prompt when generating these images, because in the Photoshoot feature, you can choose many variations or templates, and what's crazy is that it will adapt to your color, to your brand color, to your brand tone or visual. So you can essentially just provide your website or perhaps your social media page, and then later AI will make an editing based on the DNA of your business. This is really cool. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can utilize this new feature called Photoshoot in Google Pomelli. But first, I guess I'm going to reset my profile here so I can show you the whole process from start to finish. So I'm going to click this and I'm going to reset my business DNA, delete all. And basically here, if you never used Google Pomelli before, you can navigate to this URL, labs.google.com/pomelli/onboarding. And by the way, I'm going to put the link in the description down below. So this is the onboarding process of Google Pomelli. Now just click let's go. And here you can enter your business website or your product website. Now, for this example, I will use a website from Starbucks. I'll just copy the URL and hopefully I can use this website, because there are some websites that have a sort of prevention where it's not allowing AI to access the content. So if your website happens to have that configuration, that I guess you might want to ask your webmaster or your developer to allow AI to at least access the content. So Google Pomelli can at least generate some profile or business DNA based on your website. Now this process might take quite a while, so I'll just skip a word and I'll show you the result later. Okay, so this is the result, and this is the business DNA that was extracted from the website. As you can see, it is able to get some photos like a logo and some images, the product, and of course it also captures the font, the colors, the tagline, the tonality of the brand, etc. So this is something that will be used when you're creating, let's say, a social media post using Google Pomelli later. But for now, let's just click this button. And now we are ready to start using the Photoshoot feature. Just click Photoshoot right here. And then as you can see, there are two options. You can create a product Photoshoot, or you can generate or edit an image. Now, in this video, I'll just focus on creating a product Photoshoot, because this option is actually something that is you can do even in the Gemini platform. Just upload an image, and then after that you can tell AI about the editing that you want to have. So this is not exactly the promptless workflow that I was talking about. So for now, I'm going to skip this feature, and let's just focus on the actual Photoshoot feature, which is this one. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to select an image. You can select a product image from your website, so that's why it is very important to have business DNA or have a website that will let AI to have some business DNA from your content, because later you can just pull the photo from your website into Google Pomelli right away. But in this case, I'll just upload an image, and I have this Xbox controller that I'm going to use as an example. I know it doesn't make any sense because I'm using the website of Starbucks, and yet I'm using I'm going to use this Xbox controller, basically a video game console controller, to be turned into something that looks more professional. But it is actually quite possible, and the result might be quite interesting. Anyway, let me just click this. And after that, on the right side, later you can choose many templates that are available on Google Pomelli. Now I'm going to click this. And so basically AI will analyze the visual of the image or the product, and then it will decide or recommend some templates or styles that can be applied to that product. And if you don't like it, don't worry, no problem, just unclick it. and then you can choose a different style. So I guess I will go with perhaps contextual. Let's try this one. And by the way, it is also quite possible to use something like okay, there is like a thematic style that you can apply. So there is Easter, Halloween, New Year's, Valentine, etc. So there are plenty of themes that you can choose. Now in this case, I'll just use this one, and after that I'm going to click looks good. And right here, you can choose one of the 3 aspect ratios that are available on this feature. So there is 9:16, 1:1 or square, and then 4:5. So as you can see, it is definitely made for social media, because if there is no landscape whatsoever, there is only vertical and square, and that's about it. Now in this case, I'll use feed 4.5. And when you're done with all of the settings, click this. And just wait for about 2 to 3 minutes for AI to generate some high quality and professional or studio quality photos from this product, of course, from the business DNA of your website. Anyway, I'll just skip a word and I'll show you the next steps that you can do. Okay, finally it is done, and I got 4 images, and they are different, and yet they do feature this product. So right here, if you don't like it, you can always go back and perhaps choose a different template. But if you like it, then you can continue and do something like downloading the picture to your device. Or you can also add that to your business DNA, and basically that means you can reuse the content or the photo later for your future project in Google Pomelli. Or you can also create a campaign, and basically it lets you generate a piece of content like this. So this is one example. You can create a static photo or even a simple video like this based on the photo that was created by the Photoshoot feature. Now let me just go back, and you can actually specify what is the campaign that you want to create. So let's say I want to create a campaign of for a Mother's Day. Actually, it doesn't make any sense. Let's go with Father's Day, where I offer 20% discount. Okay, so when you're done, click generate ideas, and later you can choose one of these options to be turned into a social media campaign like this example. So just be patient, and after that you can generate some high quality photos that later you can publish on your social media account. So just be patient, and I'll show you the result in a second. Alright, so I got 3 recommendations, and this one is quite interesting because I'm using the website of Starbucks, which is basically a company that sells, well, lots of coffee. And then, as you can see, it is able to stitch the ideas or the topics together, from coffee to a video game controller. And I think that's the power of AI. It is something that AI can be very good at. So right here, let me try maybe level up that morning. Let's try that. And well, just wait for a few minutes for AI to generate a campaign image based on the previous input. So I'll just skip over again. I'll show you the result. Okay, so I got this result. I got 4 different images, and well, I can open it. And then if I want to do something or modify the text, modify the content, I can always do that. Like you can choose the header and description in that picture, and you can even fix the layout and have a different layout. So that's a possibility. But if you do like it, then you can just download it to your computer, and then you can post it to your social media page. And of course, as you can see, it is able to generate a different image, because I think it needs more relevant image, because on the previous attempt, I think it doesn't really show a father's figure, I guess. So just showing a woman, and then there is also this point of view. So that's why I think it is smart enough to actually create a new image that is a bit more relevant to the theme. So yeah, this is pretty good, and I like the idea of not having to prompt to generate some high quality images that later you can use to promote your product or business on your website, or perhaps on your social media accounts. So that's basically how you can use the Photoshoot feature from Google Pomelli, and I'm pretty sure that Google will add more templates in the future, and perhaps some of its power will eventually be available on the Gemini platform, but well, only time will tell. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.